You alright guys, how's it going? Here we are then with an alfresco voiceover video because yes, things got messed up. It is a courgette bread or a squash loaf, whatever you want to call it. So the squash of your choice, some granulated sugar, some flavourless oil, baking powder and baking soda, which is the same as bicarbonate of soda, some salt, cinnamon powder, plain flour, couple of eggs and vanilla essence. I'll get everything grated up and weighed out and in their little containers so we can get on with the mixing and cooking. Here we go then. I like this recipe because it's equal measures of the three main ingredients. So 225 grams of plain flour, 225 grams of sugar, 225 grams of grated squash. And we're going to make two mixes up here, a wet mix and a dry mix. And we'll combine them a bit later on. So let's start off with the dry mix. We got the flour. Teaspoon of salt goes in, and don't forget, always pour the salt over to one side. You can always put more in, but you can't take it out if you've spilt it in the bowl. And half a teaspoon each of the baking powder and the baking soda. Be careful with the baking soda. If you put too much in, it can leave a bitter taste. So just a half a teaspoon. And a teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Looks like I need to buy some more of that. 2 half teaspoons equals 1 teaspoon. And just give it a quick mixing. You could let the sieve do all the work, but I like to get it started. Okay then, next up is the wet mix. So crack a couple of eggs into your bowl. Add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Lovely smell, that stuff. And 100 ml of flavourless oil. Sunflower. I used avocado for this one, just some in the cupboard. Give it a quick mixing, not too vigorous or you'll end up with the mayonnaise. And then in with the grated squash. And give that a good mix in as well. Something a bit like that. Then it's in with the sugar. Oh, sugar, not flour. In with the sugar. And give it a good stirring until the sugar's dissolved. Only takes about 30 seconds. There we are then. That's the sugar all combined, ready for the dry ingredients to go in. Grab yourself a sieve and sift in the dry mix. I did the sifting in 3 lots. 3 lots of sifting, 3 lots of mixing. It serves to add a little bit of air to the mix, and also it helps to mix up all those dry ingredients that you put in the bowl, just so they're evenly spread out in the loaf. See, it's hard to do with one hand. You see it getting thicker. Look. Right. Oh, I'll tell you what, guys, I've never had that before. My little camera's overheating. Okay, 2 pound loaf tin. Got the lining paper in there. In with the mix. There we are. Just poke that in the corners a bit. Not sure how far this is going to rise actually. Okay then, in the oven now for the best part of an hour. See you in a bit. Oh, there we are then. Well, isn't that weird? Between filming the fritters and the loaf, the camera did a reset and it went back to full 4K 50 frames per second with the audio turned off. So that is why the footage at the start is a bit weird. I was going to do a voiceover, but it ended up looking like a 1970s kung fu movie. Add the flour to the wet mix. You know what I mean. Anyway, it's done now. 170 Celsius, 45 minutes in the oven, and it passed the skewer test. You know, you poke it in the centre, comes out not sticky. It's done. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put this onto, put this onto a rack to cool down a bit. This is the rack out the oven, it's actually upside down. And I'm going to do is just gently, very, very gently. Oh, there we are. Let it cool down a bit. There we are. And we'll come back and have a taste in about half an hour when it's cooled down. I don't know, things are never easy, are they? Okay, that's been half an hour. I'm getting impatient, so here we go then. Ooh, look at that. Right, here we go. Ah, looks good, guys. Looks good. Looks good. Ooh. Don't know what I got a plate for. Lovely crumb. Oh, you can see the bits of squash in there. Look. Yeah. Brilliant. Oh wow. That is lovely. Believe me, guys, if I didn't like it, I would tell you. That is good. That is good. Yeah. And if you wanted to, a little drizzle of lemon icing on top, but I want the cake to be the cake. I want the squash to be the star of the show, not the lemon, you know what I mean? Very good, very good. Well, hope you try this one, guys. Catch you on the next recipe.